My people, it's about that time.
Like a boss.
Live from the USA, helping you get paid every day. This is the boss of Bitcoin, the Cristo of crypto. It's your boy BK. And if you don't like me, you must not like money. Thank you for joining me, everybody. Today we are doing a live price update on Bitcoin, B to the C or BTC to the USD, and showing you the charts and see if these things gonna break out, break down, or what happens next. But most importantly, showing how you can profit from the greatest transformation of wealth in the history of humanity. So if this is your first time tuning in, congratulations, baby. You're now rocking with the best. My name is BK, also known as the Crypto Trader, and I'm the boss of these charts, as you will soon find out. Every day I grace this microphone with my voices. Another day you get to profit as a result, and today is no exception. So if you haven't done it already, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel. I make a new video every single day to try to help you get paid, and this is one of the ways we do it. We give away free Bitcoin every single Friday. And guess what today is? All you need to do is shout your city out in the comments to win some free BTC. And that's what we're about to do right now. So let's jump into the videos. I need my random dice roll generator. There it goes right there. I think I did a video every day. So 6 videos published since last Friday. And this will be our countdown from the top. And that was a 4. It was a 4. The judges said the first roll counted. It was a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's Apple has spoken, and then the next roll was what? A 3. So we'll go third comment from the top. Let's see who that is. I'm excited. Never done it this way before. The double roll kind of set it up. So 1, 2, Magus! I have no idea who you are. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There you go, Shane Skipper. Shane Skipper, you are the winner. Let's see. So what I need you to do is message me on Telegram at BK Bitcoin. Actually, no, the boss BK, sorry. And I'll get your Bitcoin wallet that way. Congratulations. I have not seen you in the comments before, so that shows you it just takes one time to win. And that's what we do. Back in the day, this was kind of my way to give back to the community and to incentivize people to go download a wallet, learn what a public key is, send me that so I can send you some money. Now it's just, I think it's really cool that we have a global community. So I just want to see where you guys are tuning in from, and it does help YouTube to generate some engagement with the algorithm. So shout out to you for winning. One time, you know what I'm saying? That's all you need. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Let's go ahead and make this money. This is Bitcoin, BTC to the USD on a 343. And it goes all the way back. I think this is kind of like the beginning of our big reversal, going all the way into 2023, right? So if we jump out on a daily real quick, this is Bitcoin's growth patterns. It's very, very, very beautiful curve. That was the first cycle. Started all the way in 2017 to 2018. Capstoned out and ran all the way through 2023. So essentially, that first section, that was cycle number 1. Right? Right now, we literally just entered cycle number 2. And so if you look at what happened on the chart, and this is extemporaneous, I didn't even realize this previously, but that is essentially the same section of the chart that we're in right now, to where it's kind of crashing into the trend, and it's relatively close. Honestly, I don't think Bitcoin's going to go down. But if we were going to take like a fraction, actually, you know what? We could be right there. I'm sorry. Actually, that looks... Yeah, we could be like right there. And that's what that looks like, where you crash into the trend, but the trend keeps you going higher. And so that's where we're at on the growth curve. Now, this is our second part of the cycle. One of the things we can start to do inside this thing is go to a faster candle. And that's our 343. And right here, we're going to draw our Fibonacci trend, right? And that's going to give us the relationship of this next part of the chart. So we do Fibonacci from here to here. That's basically where we're at right now, right? Now, this guy is our saving grace, so to speak. As long as Bitcoin stays above, right now it's at 60,000, 61,000. As long as it stays above, call it 58 flat, this thing is going to continue to go higher. All it's doing now is building up steam before that inevitable continuation pattern happens. And that's why I showed you on that one curve, it's like it can crash into the trend and just continue going higher. And I think that's what's happening right now. Is this is basically just kind of like a blow off until the next momentum takes it like that. And this happens time and time and time and time again in the market. But I think one of the cool things we could do is if we wanted to start looking at like the critical support levels, we just kind of take a candle or a trend line from low to low, and we could draw this like red for support. One of the things that I noticed about Bitcoin some time ago is it kind of has these different levels built into it to where you can start to pinpoint. So these were the original 2 points, but you can almost start to put Bitcoin's energy where it pivoted at different points, and that energy still holds resonance with future sections of the chart. So like right here, you know, we put that same trend line in, you see all that capitulation right there, you see that capitulation right there. Like that's Bitcoin remembering, you know, that event. Energy does have memory. It's called resonance, right? And it's still applicable on these charts. Something as simple as a trend line, you know, can still go through time and space and have continuity with future events. So it's pretty cool. But once we get over here, what happened? I was on a 343, right? Oh, that's... Or was I on a 77? I was on a 77? I guess so. No, I was on 343. Did it just ruin my chart? That's KuCoin. I'm like, what is going on here? How did that happen? All right, here we go. My bad. I was like, I know I ain't on no 77. I'm tripping. And this is the last one we can do. Boom, boom. Right? So what this starts to show you is that we have this strata that Bitcoin's running within. If we wanted to go all the way up top, that's what I like to try to do to get that extreme top section. This is our breakout strata, and this is kind of like our terminal. So we can put that blue, because that's like, if it falls through the blue, then this is a bearish cycle confirmed, because it's nowhere left in this chart for it to pull energy from to continue staying in this trend. And that's when you draw these charts, that's really all you want to do, is figure out how to make the chart tell you a story that is continuous with the story it's already told, right? And this is where I tell you 1 + 2 = 3, to where once we understand, we can correctly infer the past to the present, then the future no longer becomes a mystery, right? And it's just straight line, linear deviation to kind of facilitate that process. But I do like this chart. It has a lot of continuity to it, even with the bottom to bottom trend lines. I think that's what do they call it? It's like strata of a mountain. I live in Las Vegas, and so we have Red Rock Mountain. No, come on. And one of the things I noticed about Red Rock Mountain is, like, when you look at it, there it goes right there. When you look at it, you can see the different levels of time. Like, each one of those lines was probably like 20,000 years, you know, and the earth had different minerals and energy and temperature, like whatever it was, but that mountain all experienced that same level at the same, right? And then you'll get to, and this is a good one because you can see it like right there. But then you get to some places to where like the strata turns sideways. So those lines are running at angles that are like up and to the right, like 45-degree angles. See right here, like they're relatively flat. You see that? But you can literally see like these are different levels of energy. But sometimes the strata turns sideways. Like see right here, this is kind of running sideways. Whereas that was a different event and it just ran at a different angle, but it still was parallel to it existing within itself. That's basically the same thing we're doing right here. Is we're tying the energy in, running it parallel, but it still has resonance because it's originating of the same source. You know, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I haven't seen too many other channels, you know, talk about energy and resonance and strata, you know, on their technical analysis. So if you vibrate to this frequency, then you know what I'm saying? Like, welcome. I've been waiting on you. And so it's a very interesting chart. I think this is kind of our terminal date. This is like the drop dead date for Bitcoin, 11/13. We should expect to know, like, is this going to break out or break down? You know, before that day, my guess is on the up. One of the events that is a major contributing factor in that is how much free cash flow will Wall Street have to, you know, pump into wealth generating assets. And so now we start to look at one of the primary puppets of this world. His name is Powell Jackson. He is the reserve chair of the Federal Reserve. And, you know, they're talking about, honestly, we've been in a recession for probably like 2 or 3 months, probably since the summer. They're not mentioning it, but I think this article starts to point at it. And they always gas these dudes up like his speech comes at a pivotal time. It's like these news companies make every little event seem like it's going to be the most important event ever to happen just so you'll watch it, just so you'll pay attention, you know? Last month, unemployment rate jumped to 4.3, its highest level since 2021. I thought this was quite comical. They said new data from the Labor Statistics Office, like where were they at the time of the old data? The agency's annual review of employment data suggests that there were almost 1 million fewer jobs in March than initially reported. So it's like we've been operating under a false pretense for the better part of 6 months. And they say like, oh, well, all the way back then, that's when the economy was really turned upside down. So it's comical, but it's like that's what the Federal Reserve does better than anything is they drive a car looking through the rearview mirror. And if you've ever driven a car, that's probably not the most effective way to do it. In fact, if you drive looking through a rearview mirror long enough, the only thing you're guaranteed to have is a car crash. Like that 100%, that's what's going to happen. Hit that pedal and just look through the rear view and hope for the best. Bam! You're going to hit something. And that's what happens. It's called a recession. It's called a correction. It's called a depression. Essentially, it's when these fiscal authorities lose control of the market or get too greedy, make too much money, and, everything has to balance itself out. So I think that's an important factor. If they do indeed lower the interest rate, in essence, they make money cheaper, easier to obtain, easier to afford, and money flows more freely into investments. I believe Bitcoin, even though it's becoming more mainstream and accepted, it's still an exotic, alternative investment. They're like these Wall Street people are pitching it in addition to what they already offer, what they already been making money on for the past 115 years. Whereas Bitcoin only been around like 7-8 years, Most people only knew about it like 3 or 4 years ago. So it's interesting just to take note. I think we want to see banks free flow money into crypto because the rising tide floats all boats, and they got to come over here eventually. So this chart is setting up to go either way. My guess is going to the up, but even still, and that's what I wanted to show you guys, even if we start to climb here, you still have a lot of strata that is going to act as different levels of resistance moving up that trend. So this is no way, in any way, a clear breakout to 100,000, with a double top at 70K and we run into 100. Like, nah, I think all eyes are on Washington D.C., especially with King Bobblehead coming back in the mix. That's really gonna, and he's an advocate for that which is blockchain technology. So I think it's interesting just to keep a note on. But this chart, it shows you it's choppy waters regardless. Like if it wanted to fall, it would need to break 57,000 pretty fast, and then it does have a chance to catch around 50, right around there. But I don't think it's gonna fall. I think I just showed you at the beginning of this video the section of the chart that it's very comparable to, where it kind of just runs into the trend and then keeps going higher, right? But even then, it's gonna be choppy waters, and it's not gonna be a clear cash grab. Bitcoin 70, 80, 90,000. Like it's gonna go through the different levels because those are the same levels it's been resonating with for the past 18 months, right? So there you go, everybody. That's BTC to the USD. If you want to trade with me, I have a free crypto trading group. All you need to do is drop your phone number into bossofbitcoin.com. I'm going to send you a text message with the link to join the group. 100% free, of the people, for the people, by the people. Come on in. The doors are always open. And last but certainly not least, let's jump on over to the shout outs. Everybody that left a comment on the other video. Big Mike, always good to see you. Thank you, sir. Bay State Traders. We were talking about, I was saying, no, I've never met a drug dealer that only expressively, collected his earnings in crypto. Like 9 out of 10 times they gonna take whatever greenback you got in your pocket, but still criminals use crypto. So okay, the U.S. government is the largest money launderer in the world. Bought BNB at 40, sold in the 700s. I don't think I can pull the trigger. But there are much better ROI coins out there for this money. Hello from Bosstown, Massachusetts. Absolutely. I do think there are better coins out there. And I've given 2 of them away on this channel within the past few weeks. So all you need to do is click on the BK videos and make you some money. We have a method called the Boss Method, and it's very, very, very effective at accumulating wealth, swing trading altcoins for BTC. Start the day with a video from BK. Let's get it. Let's go, BK. Future is crypto. Watching your valuable content all the way from the other side of the Atlantic in Portugal. Thank you so much. That's a very, very, very nice message. I respond to each and every one of these messages, by the way. I just haven't done it yet, but I'll probably do it. I think every Sunday I just go through and respond to everybody. AJ, all FUD to manipulate the markets up and right long term. Yes, sir. That's one thing we know. Like, it might go down temporarily, but as long as that piece of paper in your pocket is backed by nothing more than a few oil tankers around the world and your willingness to trade your life for it, that's why they say change your values, change your worth, right? If you trade your life for a piece of paper that ain't got no value, then good luck. I won't be doing it. I value BTC. My goal is to accumulate as much Bitcoin as fast and as often as possible. Great video. Wholeness and balanced vibrations. Thank you very much, AJ. Appreciate your energy, sir. Tampa in the building. And what was that trade? XRP? No, it was not. I did not recommend buying XRP, even though it's interesting right now. I got another video I'm going to be talking about it. I don't think it's a bad accumulation right now, but it's other coins that are making money like right now. Like, I made like 20% this month Bitcoin. So it's much better trades out there. Hartford for Connecticut in the building. Light skin dudes back in style. And then we got the salute to the wealth stewards all over the world. So thank you for joining me, everybody. Again, SMS, Money Team, bossofbitcoin.com. And that's it. So with that being said, it's that time of the day signing out. Boss. Boy BK, no matter where you stay, Brazil to Bay, California, all the way back out through Germany. Good night, good morning, and good day. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for your time. Hit that thumbs up button for a player one time. Do that for me if you appreciate mine. Till we meet again, stay cryptic, y'all. Peace.
Like a boss.
Huh.
Like a boss.